This tutorial will cover the removal and installation of the slider motor on the Ovention Matchbox oven model M1718. To complete this procedure, you will need the following tools: a 1/4 inch socket or 1/4 inch nut driver, a 5/32 Allen head socket or T-handled Allen wrench, a 5/64 inch Allen head key or a 1/4 inch shaft 5/64 drive bit, various extensions, a ratchet, and electrical tape. Turn off the front cover power switch. Allow the unit to cool. Turn off the disconnect switch. Unplug the power cord from the receptacle or lock out the breaker. Remove the rear cooling fan filter located behind the right-hand outer control compartment cover and set it aside. Remove the 7/4 inch screws securing the right-hand outer control compartment cover in place. Disconnect the inline electrical connector for the cooling fans and set the cover aside. Remove the 6 1/4 inch screws from the right-hand component support bracket. When the last screw is being removed, support the component support bracket with your free hand. Gently rest the component support bracket against the right-hand rear of the unit and the countertop, making sure not to excessively pull on any of the wire connections. Disconnect the connector for the speaker from the relay board. Remove the 4-wire electrical connector from the motor by gently pulling up on the connector. Loosen the 2 5/64 inch Allen head set screws on the slider motor gear. Remove the gear and set aside. Remove the 4 5/32 inch Allen head screws holding the motor to the component support bracket. Remove the motor from the unit. Set the motor spacer and mounting plate aside. Install the motor spacer onto the new motor. Align the holes in the spacer with the holes in the motor frame. Temporarily secure the spacer plate to the motor with 2 pieces of electrical tape. Hold the mounting plate over the holes in the component support bracket and align the electrical connector on the motor so it is on the top of the motor. Loosely tighten the 4 5/32 Allen head screws into the motor mounting plate. Once the screws are started, remove the 2 pieces of electrical tape. Install the gear on the motor shaft by loosely tightening the 2 5/64 inch Allen head screws. One of the screws will need to line up with the flat on the motor shaft. The gear will need to be adjusted later in the installation. Install the component support bracket back onto the right-hand side of the unit with the 6 1/4 inch screws. Adjust the motor upwards so the gear is engaged with the pinion rail on the slider. Tighten the 4 5/32 inch Allen head screws holding the motor to the component support frame. Adjust the gear by moving it in or out on the motor shaft so it lines up with the pinion rail on the slider. Move the slider back and forth to make sure the gear is engaged throughout the entire slider travel. Once adjusted, tighten the 2 5/64 inch Allen head set screws completely. Install the 4-wire connector onto the top of the new motor. Reinstall the speaker connector onto the relay board. Reconnect the right-hand cooling fan inline connector. Install the 7 1/4-inch screws to secure the right-hand outer control compartment cover in place. Place the right-hand rear cooling fan filter in its support bracket. Installation is complete.